A woman withdrew $10,000 from her TFSA, then put it back 3 months later, and got hit with a penalty from the CRA. She didn't break any law, she just didn't understand one rule. The CRA charges 1% per month on over-contributions, and it adds up fast. I'm Brandon from LifeMoney. Today, I'm walking you through exactly how TFSA withdrawals work and the contribution room trap that catches thousands of Canadians every single year. Let's get into it.
Here's a nightmare scenario. You take money out of your TFSA, you put it back a few months later, and then a letter from the CRA shows up saying you owe a penalty. Not because you did anything sketchy, not because you were gaming the system, just because you didn't know one rule. This happens to thousands of Canadians every single year. The TFSA is one of the greatest financial tools this country has ever created. Zero tax on growth, zero tax on withdrawals, total flexibility. But there's one withdrawal rule that is absolutely brutal if you don't know about it, and it can cost you hundreds, even thousands of dollars. Today, I'm breaking down exactly how TFSA withdrawals work when your contribution room actually comes back, and 3 situations where Canadians accidentally over-contribute and get hit with a penalty they never saw coming. Quick refresh on what a TFSA actually is, because a lot of people still think it's just a savings account at the bank. It's way more than that. A TFSA is a registered container. You can hold cash, GICs, stocks, ETFs, bonds, whatever you want, and everything inside grows completely tax-free. When you pull money out, you pay zero tax. Not reduced tax, zero. In 2026, the annual contribution limit is $7,000. And if you've never put a single dollar in since TFSAs launched in 2009, your total available room right now is $109,000. That's a lot of tax-free potential on the line, which is exactly why messing up the withdrawal rules hurts so much. Okay, here's the good part. You can take money out of your TFSA whenever you want, for any reason, in any amount, and you will never pay a cent in tax, completely tax-free. That's the whole point. But here's what trips people up. When you withdraw from your TFSA, that contribution room doesn't come back right away. It doesn't come back in a week. It doesn't come back next month. It comes back on January 1st of the following year. That's it. That's the rule. If you pull $10,000 out of your TFSA in March of 2026, that room doesn't come back until January 1st, 2027, not a day sooner. Most people assume they can just put it back whenever they want. That assumption is exactly what gets them in trouble. And I'm about to show you exactly what goes wrong. Meet Maria, 32 years old, been maxing out her TFSA every year. She's on top of her finances. In August, she needs $15,000 for a kitchen renovation. She pulls it from her TFSA. No tax, no problem. Smart move. October rolls around. Her year-end bonus lands. She thinks, perfect. I'll just put that $15,000 back. She logs into CRA My Account, sees what looks like available room, and makes the contribution. Here's what she doesn't realize. She already used all her 2026 contribution room earlier in the year. The $15,000 she withdrew in August, that room doesn't come back until January 1st, 2027. By recontributing in October, she just over-contributed by $15,000. The CRA penalty is 1% per month on the excess amount. October, November, December. That's $150 a month, $450 total. Plus, she has to file a form called the RC-243, and then the letter arrives. Maria didn't do anything wrong in spirit. She just didn't know this one rule. And this happens to Canadians constantly. It is completely avoidable, which is the whole point of this video. Okay, take a breath. That was the scary part. Now let me show you how to make sure it never happens to you. The key is knowing your actual contribution room, not what you assume it is, and not always what CRA My Account tells you. Here's the thing about CRA My Account. The TFSA information can be 3 to 6 months behind. If you made contributions earlier in 2026, they might not show up in the portal yet. The number looks higher than your real available room. You act on that number, and suddenly, you're Maria. Here's how to calculate it yourself. Take your total lifetime contribution room, the cumulative amount since you became eligible. Subtract every dollar you've ever contributed, then add back only withdrawals from previous years. Not this year, previous years. That's your real number. My honest advice? Keep a spreadsheet. Nothing fancy. Date, amount, in or out. 30 seconds per transaction. That will save you from a penalty that costs way more than the time it takes to log. CRA is always lagging behind. Your own records aren't. Quick side-by-side, because if you've seen my video on RRSP withdrawal tax, you know these two accounts are nothing alike when it comes to pulling money out. If you haven't watched that one, it's linked in the description. TFSA Withdrawal, zero tax. Room comes back January 1st of the following year. RRSP withdrawal, taxed as regular income. Your bank withholds 10, 20, or 30% immediately, and that contribution room, gone, permanently. It never comes back. Think of it this way. A TFSA withdrawal is a revolving door. An RRSP withdrawal is a one-way exit. So if you ever need cash for a short-term expense, renovation, emergency, opportunity, almost always pull from the TFSA first. The only RRSP exceptions are the Home Buyers Plan and the Lifelong Learning Plan, which let you withdraw tax-free with a repayment schedule. But for everyday withdrawals, the TFSA wins every time. It's not close. Before I wrap up, 3 bonus traps. Quick, but important. Trap 1. New residents overestimate their room. Move to Canada in 2020? You might see the $109,000 lifetime number and think that's yours. It's not. TFSA room only starts building from the year you became a Canadian resident and were 18 or older. Arrive in 2020. Your room is from 2020 forward. Roughly $45,500, not $109,000. Over-contribute based on the wrong number and you get the same 1% per month penalty. This catches a lot of new Canadians off guard. Trap 2. There is no spousal TFSA. RRSPs have a spousal option. TFSAs do not. Every person has their own account and their own room. Full stop. You can give your spouse money to contribute to their TFSA. Totally fine. No attribution rules. Great income splitting move. But you cannot contribute directly to someone else's TFSA. Their room is theirs. Trap 3. In-kind withdrawals count at market value. If you transfer investments out of your TFSA without selling first, stocks, ETFs, whatever, the withdrawal amount is the fair market value at the time of transfer, not what you originally paid. Bought something for $5,000, it's now worth $8,000, and you pull it out in kind? That counts as an $8,000 withdrawal. $8,000 of room comes back next January, which is actually good news. But you need to know it's $8,000, not $5,000, so your tracking stays accurate. All right, 4 things to burn into your memory before you touch your TFSA. 1. Withdrawals are always tax-free. No withholding, no surprise bill in April. That's the beauty of this account. 2. Your contribution room comes back on January 1st of the following year, not the same day, not next month, January 1st. 3. If you withdraw and recontribute in the same calendar year without having separate unused room, you will overcontribute. The CRA will notice. The penalty is 1% per month, and they will send you a form and a bill. 4. Track your own contributions. CRA. My account is often months behind. A basic spreadsheet takes 10 seconds per transaction and will make sure you never have this problem. And if you're ever choosing between pulling from your TFSA or your RRSP, watch the RRSP withdrawal video before you decide. Links in the description and on screen now. Short answer, TFSA first, almost always. If this is the kind of Canadian money stuff that actually matters to you, the real rules, real numbers, mistakes people are actually making, subscribe. New video every week. And if you know someone who has a TFSA, which is basically every adult in this country, send them this video. It might save them from a $450 penalty they never saw coming. See you in the next one.